This season's first instalment of the North London derby has concluded, and Robbie from Arsenal Fan TV is jumping for joy for two reasons this afternoon. Arsenal have beaten Tottenham 3-1 at the Emirates, and DT is out of prison, meaning he can give that sick man the help he needs. That help being many more YouTube views.
It is the fixture that he has made his own.
That's right, no matter what happens this weekend, by Monday, Arsenal will be at the top of the table. It's beginning to be a little less funny now. On behalf of the rest of the Premier League, please stop winning. See, that statement isn't actually true, because Arsenal are becoming quite the likeable side recently, unless you support Spurs or you have a weird vendetta against attractive Spanish managers. But speaking of managers, I think the managers have a lot to do with the perception of these two clubs, because for the first time in a long time, they are matching each other with the quality and are battling it out at the top of the table. So why are the two clubs viewed so differently from each other? See, with Antonio Conte, he's a weathered and experienced manager who's been around the block. He's been paying off referees in Italy, dominating the league in England, and making Lukaku look like a half-decent striker in Milan. So it's almost expected that he should bring a level of standards and success to Tottenham that has been lacking at that club for a very long time now. Whereas with Arteta, he's a new manager, a fresh boy. You almost feel like you could squeeze his cheeks and go, bless you, you're trying your best. And his best seems to be enough, because the rebuild that Arsenal have had to go under the reign of Arteta has been quite amazing to watch. And it's almost brought a sense of the underdog within Arsenal that is quite the contrast of the sort of self-entitled tone that a lot of the Arsenal fans spoke with before Arteta got the job. Arsenal as a fan base and as a club has had to let go of the success of the mid-2000s and really accept where they are in the modern Premier League and in relation to other Premier League clubs. See, they were losing European football rapidly, only looking down the table, while they were making signings that did not make sense. Do you remember when they signed Willian? Why did they sign Willian? Arteta took the reins from Emery and there was a massive rebuild on his hands. Ridiculous contracts that big players were just going to run down, signing 30-year-olds that made absolutely no sense, and a real lack of excitement in the youth prospect at the club. And if we talk about Arsenal of today, all of those problems are eliminated, and Arsenal are slowly becoming one of the most exciting teams to support right now. Whereas with Spurs and Antonio Conte, despite the two North London clubs being so close together in quality, the feel around Spurs feels so different, and I think we saw that demonstrated as how the football was played today. Arsenal playing some really exciting, thrilling attacking football with some beautiful strikes. That Partey strike from outside the box was ridiculous.
Will it be now? It is! It's a stunner from Thomas Partey.
Do we like him? I don't know that situation. Not going to speak about it. Whereas with how Conte likes to play football, Spurs feel boring at times, unadventurous, and the counter-attacks are amazing and they're deadly and they can cut through basically any team in the league. But while they haven't got the ball, it can feel lackluster, it can feel unambitious, and if you speak to a lot of Tottenham fans, they'll say, despite the results, the football hasn't been exactly, fannying their flutters. But of course, the result wasn't helped today from a Spurs point of view, as Emerson Royal got himself a red card with a crunching tackle on Martinelli. And I saw a lot of people saying it might not have been a red card. It definitely was. Just watch it again. It looked like it hurt a lot. I mean, I think it was just sort of lashing out in anger, to be honest, because he was getting turned inside out throughout the whole game from Martinelli, from Jesus. He tried to get one back. He ended up getting left back in the changing rooms. Now, what does this result mean? Well, not only is it another win for Arsenal in the history of the North London derby, but I think for Spurs, they'll be disappointed on two fronts this afternoon. Well, first of all, they've lost against Arsenal. Not the best day out, is it? Also, they've come up against two real challenges this season, one away at Stamford Bridge and one away at Arsenal, and both times they just haven't been able to get the job done. Typically, Antonio Conte's football has the ability to outdo a lot of the top managers in Europe, but this season it's becoming a little bit of a trend that they just can't get the job done against the top teams in the Premier League, and we'll see if that carries on. But as for Arsenal, they would have been really excited to have righted their wrongs from just a couple of weeks ago, losing at Old Trafford, and it's building that winning mentality, the winning momentum that could just push Manchester City all the way. Who would have thought at the start of the season that we might just get an Arteta Guardiola title race? It might just be a little too early to call. Pep Guardiola, playing some of the best football we've ever seen in Europe, had his apprentice in Mikel Arteta. Arteta went away to his own club, to Arsenal, playing a variation of Pep Guardiola's football, and he looks to take down Manchester City from the throne that is Premier League champions. This could be one of the most exciting title races we've ever seen. If Haaland doesn't decide to just fucking make it boring, man.